The new client progression system is coming out later this year, but I thought it would be a cool idea to compare the current League PC client to the one from Wild Rift. After already doing all those model comparisons, let me show you how the client works, because it does a lot of cool stuff that the PC client doesn't, and it's also smoother. Note that I tested it on PC using an emulator, but even directly on the phone it runs well. Let's start with probably my favorite part, the champ select. You already know I'm a big fan of those HD preview showcase models, and yes, they are not exactly the same ones that are used in-game, even if many of the in-game models still look better and have better animations than the PC models, but look how cool it is to see those models in champ select instead of just splash arts, and especially those last few seconds before going into loading with every champion teleporting into the rift. Plus it's seamless, doesn't close the launcher to open the game since the client is already the menu of the game. Another part I like a lot is the showcase for champions and skins in the shop or in your collection. Where in League you just see splash arts, check out how cool it is in Wild Rift. And you can change it to splash arts too, but even those are animated. It's crazy how many cool features that you don't have on PC, you have on the mobile version of the game. And speaking of mobile games, this video is sponsored by Dragon City, a free-to-play game that you can download on Android, iOS and on PC too, where you build up your Dragon City base and start collecting over 1,000 different dragons. You can breed dragons to get new ones out of their eggs and then feed them to grow and evolve, then train your dragons and then send them to fight and die in the arena for your entertainment, against NPCs or other players and friends in PvP game modes. There are events that happen weekly with different playstyles, and you can even find dragons made out of YouTubers. I'm not big enough to be a dragon in the game yet though, maybe I'm just an egg. Click the link in the description and you get a special reward of 50,000 food, 30,000 gold and a nice dragon for free, the Citadel Dragon. Give it a shot and let me know what you think about it, and now let's get back to the video. So let's go over everything else. We've seen champ select, now this is what happens at the end of a game. Where on PC you get to honor one teammate, here you can honor everyone, and there are a bunch of badges that you can get based on how you played, even have MVPs, and you can even get more LP in ranked based on your performance, I think. Apart from that, the stats and graphs are pretty similar on PC and Wild Rift. Now let's go over everything else. The homepage always changes based on events and releases, and you get events in Wild Rift 2 like the Ruination event, and it's pretty similar, with a bunch of rewards, and there are also daily rewards or new player or returning player missions that award a bunch of stuff. I got a lot of skins for free and even managed to pick what skins I want to, but that's because of the Rift to Rift event, where if you have skins on PC you can also get some on Wild Rift. But I feel like you get Blue Essence a bit faster on Wild Rift and from a lot of sources. Apart from events, there are also a bunch of missions, daily or weekly, that also fill up some orbs that give you even more stuff. Also notice how there are no loading screens between pages, like you usually get on PC. There's also a party finder system that doesn't seem to be very active. You can also easily see leaderboards for ranked overall and for every champion, and then check the profiles of top players, and you can also see their stats and match history too. Then you also have some pre-made loadouts for each champion, and you can also make your own, similar to the sets on PC that are not very used now since the shop is constantly updated already with the most used builds on its own. You can get poses for champions too for loading screens and enter practice tool directly from a page of a champion with that champion, even if you don't own them. Not only that, but a very cool thing is that in practice tool you can change the champion with any other champion at any time instead of having to end the match and start a new one like you would on PC. Then for personalization, maybe it's less stuff than on PC. There are custom recalls, bubbles and emblems. Oh, and another thing, see that emote wheel on Wild Rift? You have the 4 auto emotes for start, victory, ace, first blood, but in the middle you can have 10 emotes instead of just 5 like we do on PC. and have people ask for a bigger emote wheel every month. You can also fully customize the interface and where you want each button to be and how big you want it to be, and have things like quick chat messages. Then on the profile you can customize it pretty similarly to the current PC version, just that every champion or skin has an animated splash art. And you can see your most played champions and stats here too. But there is also an achievements tab that offers rewards if you progress it enough. Though we'll get that on PC too with those titles soon as well probably. On the rank screen you can see the top players, the rewards of the season for reaching gold, there's a bunch of small tutorials, and there's also this Rift guide telling you a bit more about every jungle monster or lane. Then you get to pick the order preference of all 5 positions instead of just 2 like on PC, or you can toggle any position and basically autofill. And you also have this map where you can quick chat on what lane you would prefer if anyone wants to swap, or say what your team would need, and then it just goes into loading. Although one thing that's nicer on PC is that you can click around the profiles and get scared of high mastery points. And the map is mirrored if you are topside, so it's easier to play on mobile with touchscreen, so bot is top if it's mirrored. There are less items and runes, and matches last a lot less since the map is also smaller and there are no Nexus turrets, but it still has many aspects that make it look like League 2, especially those damned models that I would love to see on PC as well. In-game or just at showcase as well, instead of just splash arts. There even are some new splash arts for a bunch of skins in Wild Rift, don't know why we don't at least get those on PC, like this one for Gothic or Rihanna, and yes, she looks a lot better in game too, like many champions and skins. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Let me know what you think about the Wild Rift client compared to the good old Spaghetti Blissey client. Check out Dragon City for free by clicking the link in the description. Keep in mind those bonuses are only available to be claimed for 7 days from the day this video goes live. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.